Welcome in everyone, it's Zach here, bringing you guys another fantasy football video. It's week 8 here, so we'll be going over the latest injury updates, getting you guys all set for week 8 here. So I'll answer any start-sit questions you guys have. Again, I'll go through all the actives and inactives, so I'll just sort of run through those. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll be sure I can get you guys an answer there. Hopefully we can help you guys get your lineup set and hopefully get ourselves all set to go. It should be a fun slate of games. Again, no buys this week, so we got 16 full games this week. We got 14 games today. It's going to be a lot of football and should be a lot of fun. So, yeah, that being said, let's get into the actives here. So we'll start off with all the actives. Zay Flowers, he'll be active today. Was sort of limited all week with that ankle injury that sort of helped him on and off the field last week during their game against Tampa Bay. You can still play him as like a low-end wide receiver 3 in my eyes. I think Rashad Bateman's actually a pretty solid flex this week just because they're going to need him, especially if Bateman's inactive, or if Flowers is limited. Mark Andrews as well. Gets a little bit of a bump just because I do think Zay Flowers will be at least limited to some extent. Tyreek Hill, he's going to be active today. No surprise there. They needed him, obviously. It should be a really fun game between them and Arizona. You're playing Tyreek Hill for sure, but just keep an eye on at him and Waddle. We're both sort of limited all week with injuries. They're both going to play today, so should be okay. You're still playing both of them. Just, pump the brakes a little bit. Don't expect them to go out there and drop 40 for you and win your game. Bucky Irving, he'll be active today. There were some reports earlier on in the week that he was maybe trending towards missing, so we'll see how active he actually is in this game. Rachaad White feels like a really solid start to me this week. He's going to need to be super involved as a pass catcher with the Bucs down pretty much their entire passing offense right now. I think you can play Rachaad White, but I'd prefer to play no other Tampa Bay running backs. Tua, he'll be active again. That's great. Hopefully we see him get through the game healthy and play really great. Rooting for him there. Ladd McConkey should be active this week. Not official yet, but they're going to be down Quentin Johnston. They're going to need him really badly. I don't think he'll be super involved. They should win the game pretty easily against the Saints anyway, but he'll be active just because they need warm bodies out there, but I wouldn't be looking to play Ladd this week. Jaden Daniels looks like he's also trending towards playing. Again, it's an afternoon game, so we don't have full information yet. They're going to put him through a pregame workout, see what happens there, but I think Jaden Daniels is going to play. If you have like a similar option, like I know a lot of people have been rostering both Daniels and Kyler all year. That's been a really common thing. I would play Kyler just in case, just because Daniels could either go out there and be limited or be inactive if he does, or not go well in warm-ups there and then not play, or he could easily take one shot to the ribs and leave the game early like he did last week. So if you have like a good secondary option, I think you can go there. But in general, I think Daniels is still a solid start. George Kittle and Deebo Samuel, again, this is the Sunday night game, so not official word there, but sounds like they're both going to be active tonight. I think I'd be playing both of them for sure. Just make sure maybe you've got a pivot. Like if you've got Deebo, it'd be great if you've got Juwan Jennings, or if you have even like Darius Slayton tomorrow, something like that, just so you have a pivot if something happens there. But I think I would be looking to play both those guys this week. As far as inactives go, we got a long list here. So big bummer here. T. Higgins popped up in the injury report on Friday with a quad injury. He is not going to play today. We'll see what the Bengals passing game looks like because they really did struggle until he came back. Decent matchup against Philadelphia this week. Should be a fun game. Could easily be a shootout, but we'll see what happens there. I think that obviously Jamar Chase is still in your lineup. Burrow's still probably in your lineup, but I wouldn't really get cute with anyone like Yoshi Voss. That's funny, Paul. Good luck with Jalen McMillan. He could certainly have a good game. Tajay Spears, he'll be inactive, as will Will Levis today. Just really good for Tony Pollard. I think that in general, Tony Pollard's going to get all the work. It's a really tough matchup. They play Detroit. You can't really run on them, so you're probably hoping Pollard catches a few passes and maybe falls in the end zone. Could still be okay for him, but I wouldn't expect this to be like a blow-up game for Pollard. It's by no means a great setup. Dallas Goedert, he'll be inactive in this one, so you're just looking at Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and then nobody else for the Eagles. Travis Etienne, not official yet, but he's trending towards not playing this week. Makes Tank Bigsby a solid start, but it is a little bit scary just because Bigsby's a guy that they want on the field in games where they're winning. They're playing against Green Bay this week. I'd expect them to be losing this week, so you could certainly see a lot more D'Ernest Johnson than you want. So it's a little bit iffy there. I think you can still play Tank Bigsby, and if you're in a super deep league, D'Ernest Johnson in like a full PPR format, you could do a lot worse there. So you could certainly play him if you need to. Andy Dalton and Jonathan Brooks and Deontay Johnson and Adam Thielen. It's basically the entire Panthers offense, at least in terms of what they wanted it to be. Not going to be playing this week, so you're looking at Bryce Young having to play against the Broncos defense with Jonathan Mingo and Jalen Coker and Tavion Sanders. It's not a good setup there for Bryce Young, so he's probably going to struggle. Chuba is like a really low-end RB2 for me this week. And other than that, I don't think I want to play any Panthers. Um, let's see, Bigsby or Kamara? Um, that's a good question there, Mike. I think I would go with Kamara this week. I mean, he's just going to have so much volume. I think it should be a better setup this week. You know, it was tough last week because you had Spencer Rattler playing on a short week. When you've got these young quarterbacks playing on Thursday nights, it's just tough for those guys, especially against a good defense like Denver. I do think that Rattler will look a little bit better this week. I've got a couple of leagues where I have to play Olave, and I don't feel that bad about it. So I do think the Saints will put up some points this game. Kamara has still been the focal point of the offense. I would play Kamara and not really get cute with him versus Bigsby there, just because, like you said, the game script there is a little bit scary there for Bigsby. For the Chiefs, Juju Smith-Schuster, he'll be inactive. We knew that. It sounds like DeAndre Hopkins will suit up in this one, so it makes Hopkins like a low-end flex play if you need him. In general, I would expect the Chiefs to win this game pretty handily. They can probably just hand the ball off to Kareem Hunt, maybe throw it to Kelsey a couple times, maybe get Hopkins involved in the red zone. So you're really hoping Hopkins scores if you play him, but I'd prefer to bench him if you can. Quentin Johnston trending towards being inactive here. Not really a Chargers wide receiver I'd want to play. Maybe it makes Will Dissly like a deep league flex option or deep league streaming option at the tight end position again if you need him, but it's tough there. DK Metcalf should be inactive this week. He's listed as doubtful, so we'll see what happens officially, but I don't think he's going to suit up. Makes Tyler Lockett and JSN both pretty solid, like wide receiver threes. I do have a league where I'm playing Tyler Lockett over Chris Olave, if that gives you guys any context. I think it's a good matchup for the Seahawks versus Buffalo. Lockett's still got it. JSN's a good player. Geno's playing really great. I think you could still play those two receivers. I wouldn't really want to stream Geno this week, though, just because he's obviously missing his number one target. It does make Noah Fant like a low-end tight end stream if you need him. And then Juwan Jennings should be inactive this week as well. Doesn't mean a whole lot. I don't think you were really looking to play him this week, but we'll see what happens. I think it gives Ricky Pearsall obviously a big opportunity. He's a decent flex option if you need him, and then it'll just be fun to see how that wide receiver room plays out without Ayuk going forward. So yeah, that's all the actives and inactives here. Up next, I will just be doing the Week 8 recap. It'll be called I'll probably do the same format that we did last week, where we went over injuries and then just did some risers and followers. Just did some quick hitters. So I'll get you guys that video tomorrow night, and then we'll get you guys waivers and everything after that. So good luck this week. Hopefully this helped you guys out. If you guys do have any other questions, just let me know in the comments of this video. I'll make sure I respond to you guys before the games kick off. And good luck this week. Let's go get some wins. Peace, guys.